Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm the GQ Jedi. If you're not already subscribed to me, blast that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any valuable Star Wars content. I'm back to finish up my collection tour videos. It's part of Return of the Jedi collection that I haven't shown you guys, at least the stuff that fits in one of these curio cabinets. So I'm going to take you inside the final Return of the Jedi cabinet and show you what kind of goodies I have in store. Alright guys, here is my Return of the Jedi curio cabinet. The second one that I have pertaining to the last film in the trilogy. And I like to display my scenes and figures according to the scenes in the movie in order. This is one of the first scenes in the movie. Of course, the Emperor's arrival. And so this is on the top shelf. Pardon the dust. The maid is taking the day off, so these things are a little dusty, but I'm not embarrassed to show you that because it's true. It's real. That's real dust. Space dust. Anyway, with this scene, unfortunately the shuttle can't fit in here because this curio cabinet's only X big, but you can fill it with a lot of figures. So I have chosen to stack as many Stormies in here as I can with some Death Squad commanders. On the other side I have, the Imperial commander, got some Royal Guards, and those are real Force Pikes, no repros. All these weapons in here are all legit. I don't do the reproduction weapons on my figures. And of course, you got to have the Purple Pope. If you're going to pull this scene off, you need a Purple Pope in the scene. He's a requirement. I don't like the figure, but he does have a purpose for this scene only. And obviously, you do need Vader and Palps to make this happen. I kind of dig this scene because it's the first shelf in my collection on this cabinet, and it's pretty smacked out with a lot of figures. It's probably the biggest scene full of figures, I think, in the entire collection, at least in mine. So I do enjoy looking at it. And I didn't give these commanders any guns because why not? I mean, when they're standing at attention, when Palps shows up, they don't have any guns in their hands. So again, I try to display things the way I see them in the movie. Everyone can do their own thing, of course. And in the back is the Return of the Jedi vinyl case. This is the harder one to get, the one with the red plastic trays inside. And I just stuck this on the top shelf because it looks good and it mirrors what I have with the other vinyl cases also being on the top shelves of the other curio cabinets that you guys have probably seen in my other collection videos. So yeah, guys, this is my Emperor's arrival scene minus the shuttle, which is outside on a top shelf. So there you have it. Just thought you guys want to take a little peek-see at Palpies showing up, chatting with Vader, and setting things in motion for the Empire's plan to eradicate the rebels once and for all, and obviously get rid of Luke Skywalker. All right, and if we cruise on down to the second shelf, we come to my speeder bike Biker Scout shelf. I absolutely love the Biker Scout. It's one of my favorite figures in the line. Just a beautiful, beautiful action figure, and included quite a few in here, as many as space would allow without it looking too cramped. Of course, I have the speeder bike itself, one loose, next to Chief Chirpa. Kind of display it like the box is shown. And this acrylic case actually is made for this speeder bike. And this was I got this case from gonktoys.com. Go see Gonk Toys for all your acrylic goods. Stuff is amazing. Really protects your toys. Wouldn't have this toy without some kind of protection on it. The box is legit. It's a real box. And inside is another speeder bike. I have a complete setup in there with the box and everything. And because I love the speeder bike so much, I had to display a loose one in front of the boxed one. And the boxed one will stay safe. And over here we have Leia. Endor Leia with, of course, my man Wicket. And the Ewok catapult with a boulder ready to be fired off. And I think there's another one. Yep, there's another one back there. So a little Endor setup. Seeing as how Leia and Wicket are the first to really encounter the speeder bike and the Biker Scout guys. I feel like, well, mainly the Biker Scout. Speeder Bikes was, Luke and Leia fighting, jumping from bike to bike and destroying those bad boys. But seeing as how Leia meets the Biker Scouts first, I included them all on this setup. And this is actually one of my favorite jams, one of my favorite shelves, just because, again, Speeder Bike. What an amazing toy by Kenner. As you guys will notice, it does have its flaps, the hard to find flaps. It is complete. I had to buy those flaps separately because mine were lost, and so got this bike, and then I tracked down some flaps to complete it. So had to do it. It was a must. And like I said, this is one of my favorite shelves. Cruising on down to the third shelf, we have the Ewok Battle Wagon from the Power of the Force line. Only saw the wagon in the Ewoks cartoon from 1985, but Kenner wanted to boost sales for Return of the Jedi toys, so they marketed it as a Return of the Jedi toy and put it with the Power of the Force lineup. And if you were a kid and you didn't really know any better, you almost thought it was part of the movie, but it wasn't part of the movie. It was never in Return of the Jedi. We never saw this on Endor in Episode 6. But I still think it's a pretty badass toy. It's a real good showpiece. It looks great anywhere. It's got a lot of features on it. The skull, it's got a ladder. It has a cage. The battering ram is great for knocking dudes over. It's got a drawbridge. There's a drum in the back there. The fences come apart to interlink to form a fort. And I actually got this wagon shell from a good buddy I made online on Instagram, OG Jedi. We became friends, and he hooked me up with this piece. It was one of the last pieces I needed to complete the 3 3/4 line. So he hooked me up with it, and then I went out and chased out the remaining pieces I needed. I needed the ladder and the cage and a drum. All those are super pricey. But I managed over time to collect them all and complete them. And over here we have Han Solo with Tebow. I figure they're the most matched up. They kind of have a little beef in the beginning when they meet. Han wants to shoot, and Tebow's, jabbing his thing in his face. It's kind of funny. We got Warwick, Logray, Poplu, and over here we've got Ramba and Lumat. And over here I stuck another Endor Leia inside the Power of the Force body rig, the Security Scout, which is one of 3 body rigs in the line. And we've got some Rebel Commandos in the back that are just fleshing out the rest of this Endor scene. This is, like I said, this is truly a showpiece, this toy, and I really dig it. I do like the Ewoks, and I'm super stoked to have this in my collection, and I'm very proud to say that it is complete. All right, guys, and on the fourth and final shelf, we have my Power of the Force. Basically a kind of a Death Star type situation scene. We have the A-Wing, one of the coolest ships in the entire fleet in the Star Wars galaxy, and also in the Kenner lineup. It's one of my favorite toys, one of my favorite ships. I think it's awesome. Of course, I have a loose A-Wing pilot to go inside with that bad boy. Such an awesome ship. I mean, it's super cool. I mean, I love that the guns rotate, the cockpit opens, it does light up. Well, it doesn't light up, but it makes noise when you press the button. It'd be cool if it lit up. I think the Power of the Force 2 version lights up, but this one does not. We've got Anakin over here. Kind of just stuck him down there. In the back here, we have a B-Wing pilot. We have Leia without her camo garb, so I think she kind of can be 2 figures. You take the camo off, and she can be the Death Star Rebel briefing Leia. And of course, Prune Face. In the back here, we have the Imperial Sniper. This is one of the other 3 body rigs. This is one of the hardest ones. This is honestly probably the hardest rig to find out of all the mini rigs, body rigs in the lineup. For sure, it was one of the final pieces I needed. Took some time to hunt one down, and I stuck a Stormy in there with his blaster at the ready. And awesome piece. I don't pick it up much. It's very fragile. It just kind of stays there. I mean, honestly, I don't play with any of these toys. They're all just for displays, but something like the Imperial Sniper, I leave alone. I don't mess with it if I don't have to. And of course, I have a Security Scout Power of the Force box, which is empty, but it goes with this guy up here. And I just wanted to stick that down here because it looks good. Next to that, we have General Lando, which absolutely one of my favorite figures in the entire line, bar none. I remember this guy from childhood, and I had to have another loose one outside of my main run, so I grabbed him, stuck him next to Admiral Akbar and General Madine. Again, rounding out the Death Star, the Rebel briefing. This is kind of my Rebel briefing, go attack the second Death Star scene, if you will. And then behind them, I have a MOC General Lando. Again, had to get General Lando. Is one of my favorite figures. It's all about that cape, guys. Let's not fit cool. Let's call it what it is. I don't want to mess around and talk it up. And it's the cape. It's honestly the cape. I'm getting tongue-tied here because that's what happens sometimes with these toys, guys. I'm a grown man, but sometimes these toys make me tongue-tied because they're so cool, and I get like super excited about it, and I don't even know what to say. So, part of my my brain flub right there. But yes, General Lando's the man. Look at that T-World, guys. Doesn't that take you right back? The T-World Toys R Us sticker, $287. Jesus, I wish I could buy this figure for $287. That's not what I paid for it. And no, this is not an original childhood figure. None of these are, unfortunately, but I had to track this guy down especially because I love General Lando. And that is my Power of the Force, Death Star 2 shelf, guys. There it is. A lot of goodies on there. A lot of pricey goodies. And it's a very colorful shelf, and I think it looks good on the bottom with the A-wing resting on a proper base with no glass below it, so you really just see the A-wing for what it is. There's no distractions with it being a clear glass bottom. I also want to point out that the A-wing was never packaged in Return of the Jedi packaging. It was part of the Droids lineup, which, if you ever saw the Droids cartoon, you will remember that the A-Wing does make its appearance in the Droids cartoon itself, and I think, again, Kenner wanted to beef up the cartoon toy sales, so they stuck the A-Wing, this beautiful ship, in with the Droids toy lineup as opposed to the Return of the Jedi lineup. Return of the Jedi got a grip of ships, so I'm not really surprised, honestly, for marketing sales purposes, but I just wanted to notate that for you guys, that the A-Wing was part of the Droids line, not the Return of the Jedi or Power of the Force. Well, guys, there you have it. This is my Return of the Jedi final curio cabinet with all the goodies, all the awesome toys that are in this lineup that don't go with the Jabba setup. And I just wanted to show you what I'm working with here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give the like button a thumbs up to support the channel. If you've not done so, blast that subscribe button and hit that notifications bell so you don't miss any valuable Star Wars content. And remember, collect or collect not, there is no try.